a little old bitty push cart. They had to keep her in. And she's all drawn up like this. About 5 years old, she could not speak. She could not feed herself. She couldn't walk.
Right.
She's in horrible shape. And then God spoke to me one night, a word, a prophecy for Ray Smith. Said, Ray, and I went and told him what God said. And my girls were playing out in this big playground. I said, see those kids running and playing? He said, yeah. I said, this night, this very night, your little girl can run with my daughters tonight and run and play with them. And he said, I'd give anything if that was true. I said, it is true. If tonight, if you'll do what I say, and it doesn't happen the way I'm saying, I will never preach again because I'm a false prophet and I don't know the voice of God. So you listen to me and that little girl will be delivered this very night. So he said, well, what is it? I said, go home, get ready, come to church. Make your move for God tonight. You know what I'm saying to him? Salvation's come to your house tonight, Ray. Right. Tonight is your night. This is your time not to play around. It's your time to step up and to be a man for your family.
Amen.
He said, I'll tell you what, Bubba, if I got a clean shirt, I'm going to be there. I said, man, I don't care if you got to wrap a sheet around yourself. Come to church. Nobody's asking about what you're going to look like. Nobody cares about that. Just come on, Ray. He said, I'm going to do it. But he didn't do it. About 2 weeks later, he come to my door, just drunk at old Cooter Brown, knocking on the door. He's crying. He said, you think God will still do that for me and heal my baby? I said, God's still a healer. But that night I had an express promise that he was going to do it that night. If you would come on, he would bless you that night. What a testimony that would be.
Amen.
But he said, if all my conditions are right, if I cannot think of some excuse not to be there, then I'll come home. That's not his words, but that's what he's meaning. So he thought of an excuse. Something kept him out. He did not make it to the house of the Lord. His little girl is still a cripple, if she's alive at all. He took the last 5 or 6 feet of that cable I was holding on to, and he cut it off. He took it home and he nailed it up in his, stapled it to his wall in his living room so he could tell everybody about it. Every night we had church somewhere, he'd go with me to church. He'd stand, he'd testify. He would cry about it, and he was comical. He would get excited. But he could not recognize, this is your time. You've got to really make a move. You've got to do something. He put it off. Brother Laster and them over the church in Heber Springs, when somebody gets healed of some disease and they're taking pills, they got one wall that they used to do this. They'd take that thing up on the wall, that bottle of pills. Somebody got healed of a broken leg, that take their crutches, or that one little boy, that little Russell Henson's son, had a little broken leg, and they cut his cast off, and they hung that up on there. And they just prayed for him one night. They said, we know he's healed. And they took it off and they hung it up. And so they said, we would like to have that cable. So down in Louisiana, I went to see Ray, and he'd moved to Florida. And I asked the people that knew him, they said, well, Ray's on drugs now, selling drugs. He and his wife both. They're in bad shape. Said, I doubt if he knows anything about anything like that anymore. He said over in Hebrews 2 and 3, how shall we escape if we neglect so great salvation? How are we going to escape this? Here God's given it to us. He's opened it up to us just like He did for the Jews. No difference whatsoever. His chosen people. And then He said, I'll make no difference in the Jews and the Gentiles, the rich, the poor, the male, the female. You're all the same as far as the plan of salvation. And then we got people say, well, you know what? I mean, I'll live for God, but I'm not changed. I'm going to be the way I am. Where'd you get that doctrine? It didn't come from the Bible. That come from some lying preacher that passes that on. I got kinfolks that preach that doctrine. You just believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, you're automatically saved. But then I read what the Bible teaches on it. It's not that way. Do not be deceived. We're living in perilous times. That means extremely dangerous times. The way he said it would be in the last days. It could be an easy thing. We got the folks in Korea. We got the folks in these other countries that would love to blow us up. And we got all kinds of uranium cells that Hillary made over to Russia. If they got things to blow us up. They own about a fourth of our mineral rights in America. Thank you, Hillary. And they're not going to use them for the good of the world. That's not their plan. You say, well, what can we do about it? Can we dig a big hole and hide in it? No. Here's what he said. He said, my name is a strong tower wherein the righteous may run into it and is safe.
Amen.
That's what we do about it. We get into Jesus and we're safe in Jesus. And if he gets ready to call us home, we know he can do it. He can translate a little church like this or the biggest church you've ever heard of. He can, less than time to take for you to snap your fingers, he can have you somewhere else.
Right.
God can do that. He can get us out of harm's way, or he can let us go the way of the grave. It doesn't matter. As long as you're living for him, he's going to bless you. He's going to keep you. I've seen God reach out for so many people, and oh my goodness, so many of them, it seems like they cannot make up their mind to go ahead and live for him. A rich young ruler came to the Lord in Luke 18 and 8, and I'm not going to read it, but he said, Master, what must I do to be saved? And you know what he told him? He said, thou must not commit adultery, thou cannot kill or steal, do all lying, do these things. He said, all these have I kept from my youth up. The Lord didn't deny that. But he said to him, yet one thing thou lackest. Sell all that you have and distribute to the poor, and come and follow me, and you'll have riches in heaven. But the young man then, he went away very sorrowful, because he had much goods. Salvation was there for him. But he made a choice. He did not want it.
That's right.
I'm telling you what, salvation's here tonight. Sister Birkhead remembers a man down there, that brother-in-law, that Ray Smith I was talking about, old Curtis Pruitt. And I witnessed to him and I liked him. We worked together some, got to be friends. Our families knew one another from way back, and we got acquainted. And praying for him a lot. He wouldn't come to church. Nice about it, but just wouldn't come. So, one night I dreamed about it. And I dreamed a mutual friend of ours came and knocked on the door and said, you've got to go tell his wife that he died, that he got killed tonight on the Mississippi River Bridge. He burned up on the Mississippi River Bridge. And that disturbed me so bad, I got up and I was sitting on the side of the bed, and Sister Birkhead had gone down the hallway, and I went to check on the kids or go to the bathroom or something, but she came back, and I said, what are you doing up? She said, I had a bad dream. I said, what did you dream? She said, I dreamed the same man that had told me to go, said she dreamed his wife came to our house, said, you got to go tell Judy, that was his wife, said, go tell Judy that Curtis got killed on the bridge tonight, coming home from work. Now that's too close. So we prayed for a while, and it's coming daylight, so I went over there and I was standing in his driveway. And when he came in, he just bought a brand new Monte Carlo. And when he came in, he's riding with somebody else. And so he wanted to know what I was doing over there, and I said, I'm waiting on you. I said, where's your car? He said, man, you were not going to believe this. That thing caught on fire. And when I was coming across the Mississippi River Bridge, it caught on fire. And he said, I didn't even get my lunch kit out. It burnt so quick. And I just got out with my life. And I told him about the dreams we both had. He's dark complected, but he turned just as white as he could be. He said, I got to make a change, don't I? I said, yeah, you got to make a change. You got to get a hold of God, Curtis. And God wants you. And I sent him to the wrong preacher, and a man got on to him and made things real hard, seemed impossible for him. He walked away, said, I guess I can't be saved then. Well, that's not true. He could have been saved. And I've always regretted that I made that mistake. And then Curtis died in that condition. And he never come out of it, and I hated it so bad. But I promise you, before he died, salvation did come to his house. And how many times has somebody come and knocked on my door, Sister Birkhead, and I've not ever had him do it since I've been living for God. But a few times somebody come to my place and wherever I was at and gave me an opportunity to live for God.
Man.
And once or twice, God came himself. And I'll never forget it. But I'm telling you what. Recognize, has salvation appeared to you? Don't take this lightly. A good buddy of mine died back here a few months ago, Wayne Hobson. And I loved him like a brother. And he's the one, I won't go through all of it, but we were in an old bar room when we were young. And a man came in there and told us, he said, God sent me in here, said, there's two boys up there. I want you to find them and tell them that I love them. He said, you're the boys. He said, I'm going to be down here for an hour, 2 hours, I don't remember, from the Kroger parking lot in my 18-wheeler. You come down there and knock on the door if you want to know what to do to be saved. You know what we wanted to do? We wanted to put it off. We walked around that block and we talked about it. What should we do? It messed our night up. We couldn't have any more fun. But we couldn't go along with that. But God dealt with me a few more times and I crumbled. I came to God with all my heart. Wayne never did. Last time I saw him, I said, Wayne, what are you going to do? We're not going to live forever. He said, I'm just like I was back then. I said, man, if you're like you were when you were 18, and now you're about 63, something's wrong. You're supposed to mature. You ought to grow up. Sister Birkhead, come to the piano. Salvation came to his house.